This is the Mirage Reverb from Crazy Tube Circuits. It's stereo, it's got 2 reverbs in one, and there's an effects loop in between those reverbs. Well, for some people, that's too much reverb. So now we have the Mirage Junior. What's different? What's the same? Let's find out. So I've got both pedals running through my Fender Deluxe Reverb, set to the same sound, just to see if they do sound the same when this is in mono mode. Let's have the Mirage Daddy first. Mirage Junior. It should sound the same because it's the same reverb engine in the Junior that's in the big old Daddy. If you've not heard of either of these pedals, I will just quickly catch you up. The Mirage family is a multi-reverb pedal family, so there are 16 algorithms per channel. The Mirage having 2 channels, so you've got 2 reverbs, so 32 reverbs on tap, and then the Mirage Junior is 1 channel, so that's mono, and you've got 16 reverbs available. The other main difference is that the Mirage has an effects loop between the 2 reverbs, so you can put like a fuzz or a drive in between the first and second reverb, getting you some nutso sounds. But not everybody needs a fully fledged stereo reverb with bells and whistles. Sometimes we just want a compact version of the same sounds, and that's what Crazy Tube Circuits has done with the Mirage Junior. So for those of you who thought this was too much for your rig, maybe you should be looking at this one instead. And I loved the sounds of the Mirage, so I'm going to get rid of the Big Daddy for a little bit, and we're going to play through the Junior. The thing about making reverb pedal videos is that you have to sit for ages doing nothing, waiting for the tail to die. So that was the Shimmer sound, and I got to that sound just by pressing this button up here. This is the ring of voice, or the voice ring. That, you can't really see it on this video angle, but when that's up, we're looking at the white outer ring, which makes sense because you're out, and then when that's in, you're looking at the inner ring, which is the blue sounds. Then we've got mix up here, which is the reverb versus your original guitar signal. So all the way down there would be no reverb or minimal reverb. No reverb. Then we've got volume up here. Then down there is the swell, which is the reverb decay or the size, except for infinite mode. It's a bit different on that one. Then over here is the excite, which is the dynamic control, depending on what algorithm you're using. You've then got an assign switch just here, and that's to do with this socket, which is for the expression pedal or expression doohickey that doesn't come with the pedal. That's mine. And you can use an expression pedal to mess with either the swell or the excite. And that's it. So now let's hear how beautiful it sounds. I'm going to switch guitar. I'm going to record a loop and take you through the white outer ring of reverbs. These are the more sort of regular meat and potato reverbs. having listened back, that's not necessarily a fair test, because some of those reverbs lend themselves to that style of playing a little bit more than the other ones. But I'm not going to make an hour-long video. I'm going to do the inner ring now, but I will go back to the other sounds that I think need a little bit more demonstration after this next loop. If you're still here, great, that was a lot of reverb, but I think it's the best way to show you what a multi-reverb pedal can do, rather than change a riff and just play my favourites. I am going to play my favourites though, because I want to make sure that I get to express how much I enjoy some of these algorithms. Some of them are super experimental, and some of them are, I call them the meat and potatoes, you know, the regular reverbs, and the regular ones is what I need most, and then the special super ones, they're like the icing on top. It might be the other way around for some people. They might be looking for, or you personally might be looking for something weird on top. But the Mirage tends to have a lot of bases covered. So I've been going through the Fender Deluxe Reverb so far, straight in the front. I'm now going to switch it up and put it through the effects loop of the Marshall JTM Studio. So here's the Marshall on its own. That's a pretty good spring reverb, right? And that's the smaller spring. There's a spring studio as well, which sounds like this. And it has that sort of vintage reverb quality to it. It's very, very believable from a digital point of view. And Crazy Tube Circuits have worked really hard to make sure that this works not just for guitar, but also bass and synth and drums and vocals and anything else you can put through it. You might have noticed that fuzz pedal sitting next to the Mirage Junior. For this, I've got the Mirage Junior set to a rather subtle hall reverb, just to give this a bit of space. In the room, it sounds just enough. It might not be enough on the recording, so I'm just going to boost that up a little bit with the mix and play it again. And without any reverb, it's a studio grade reverb in a pedal. And it's good. So let's talk about the expression input. And to demonstrate that, I've got this little doohickey here, which is an expression knob. But this is designed to use with an expression pedal. But for the purpose of the video, I'm using this. And there's a dip switch inside the pedal that assigns this currently to the swell. If you change that dip switch over, it will assign this to the excite. So if I just play something simple, I can show you how the expression pedal would work. So this knob is basically redundant at the moment because I'm controlling it with that. And using the dip switch inside, which I wish was on the outside, I could do the same for the excite knob. You can, of course, affect these two knobs with this switch as well, using the XF foot switch. Exactly fine. First, you've got to assign it, so I'm going to put it in for the moment, which will assign that to this and make it swell. Give it some verb. So you can get some real fun, swelly things on that, and if you've got an expression pedal, or if you've got one of these, if you're using it on a desk, you can have some more expressive fun. If you can't quite reach from here to here or here. Now, let's talk price, because the original Mirage, the Big Daddy, is over 300 notes. And that is a lot of money for anybody, especially if you're not sure you need stereo and you need the effects loop. Or you need two reverbs. And I would argue that most people only need one mono pedal, and that this one is very cool to have, but it's a bit over the top. So you'll be pleased to know the Mirage Junior is considerably cheaper, and I think the right price for something that sounds like this. This is beautiful, it's just a bit over the top. The Mirage Junior brings those sounds back into a few more people's budgets, and if you want to know the exact price in your region, there are links in the video description. Now, I really like pedals that offer a lot of sounds in a compact enclosure, but one of the downsides of this is there's no way that you could possibly write on all 16 algorithm names without it getting really confusing. And I like what Crazy Tube Circuits have done with the little icons, but for me that means I would need to take this probably with me, unless I really memorized what each one did. So it would have been nice to have seen like the algorithm names written on the side of the pedal or something. I mean, there's space there and there's space there. That's the daddy, of course. And I like the design. I think it's a beautiful looking pedal, but it is almost a bit of form over function. I personally can't remember all those reverb algorithm names. And of course, it doesn't really matter if you find a sound that you like, but if you're looking for a sound, it would have been quicker to have an easier reference point. If you'd like to hear some more sounds from the Mirage Big Daddy, then you can click the card, which is just up there, and that will get you to my Mirage Big Daddy review. But ultimately, Crazy Tube Circuits make fantastic pedals. They're handmade in Greece. If you haven't heard of them, they're one of the best pedal makers on the market at the moment. I urge you to check them out. You'll find at least one pedal that you will love. You never know, it might be this one. A big thank you to Crazy Tube Circuits and Face for sending this out for review. Don't forget to check out the links in the video description, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye! Don't say bye. Bye, 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 bye!